Hey guys, Artosis here, bringing you a brand new match in the Korea China Invitational League. I think you're really going to like this one. I know everyone very much enjoyed Bishop versus Fengji. Even though it ended up one-sided, it didn't really feel that way. Some really great games in there, and I think we're going to get more of the same here. But we're kind of reversing the races. This is, I believe, our 5th match in this Invitational League, and we have Mihu, the best non-Korean player in the entire world here in the top right of Eclipse, and his opponent, a very popular Zerg player. You guys have seen him in ASL before, although he hasn't been in more recently. Hasn't been qualifying more recently, but, you know, the skill level just keeps rising so much. It's calm. So, a great Zerg player, very well known within the professional gaming scene. And then, of course, Mihu. Now, how can Mihu fare against an ASL level Zerg player? That's a good question, because here's the thing. There's one thing as a Terran player, okay? Because I'm a Terran player myself, and I gotta say, there's one thing that makes you feel inadequate more than anything else in this game, and that is a Zerg player that is better than you. When a Zerg player is better than you, Tasis has said it a lot, it feels like you can't even leave your base, right? So if Calm has that type of control here on this match, where Mihu's having a hard time even moving out, yeah, that could turn one side. It's possible. But Mihu has had some amazing series. Like, if you guys do recall, he played against earlier in this a player named Saber, and he did very, very well, and that just crushed him. Ended up something like 8-1. But I have to say, like, Mihu, I think that his best matchup is his Terran versus Protoss. And his Terran versus Zerg, like, it's good. It's certainly very good, but I don't think it's quite the same level, right? I think a lot of his very impressive victories do involve his Terran versus Protoss play. But anyways, I don't want to, like, jump ahead too much and make too many guesses about exactly how everything's going to go down. Should be a good match. And thank you guys, of course, for tuning in to ArtosisCasts. Really appreciate that you appreciate some good old StarCraft 1 pro gaming. Again, we have tons of different matches coming up and stuff. We're going to do this one, and then I think I might debut like a new little tournament match series that you guys haven't seen yet on this channel. It just is about to start. So very excited for that. And of course, thank you for subscribing. Very important to do. All right, so Mihu has scouted down here. He's seen the layer. It's a 2-hatch layer timing. He made the wall in at home. This is a very good wall in. It's, well, it's not exactly Zerg tight. You have this one hole, but that's actually fine. In a lot of ways, that's better to have that hole there so that you don't have to lift your barracks to move out with your Marines and medics. There's his command center. There's his second barracks. There's his gas. This is going to be a 2 racks academy rush from Mihu. Generally, you want to put pressure on with that. Excited to see how that goes down for Mihu, if he's able to get out there and put on that pressure, if Calm is going to do anything kind of sneaky. Sometimes when you kill the SCV, you'll see Zergs that make a bunch of speedlings and just try to crush that move out, because it's such a popular build, this 2 racks academy rush. You generally walk out right around 5 minutes with like 8 Marines and 2 medics. So if you make a good amount of speedlings, you can actually crush that and get way, way ahead. So there is the possibility that Calm tries something like that. I don't think he will, because it's really risky. If your opponent doesn't walk out, or they catch a whiff of you doing something like that, then you're just really far behind. But it can give you a free victory pretty quickly. 3rd hatch on location. This is exactly the type of play that this is meant to punish. You can sometimes go kill the 3rd base with this. Minimum, you're looking to force a couple sunken colonies. Spire is being made. The Lings actually stop the SCV from getting up here and seeing the hatchery being made. So, Mihu, there will be some amount of question there in his head still. No stim as of yet. In fact, he decided to more quickly. Oh, wow. Firebat? Oh, okay. And he cancels the Firebat and goes into double medic. He decided to get the Comsat first. I think this is going to be a scan on the natural. Let's see what this is. Because he purposefully got that very, very quickly. Where's that scan? You got a scan. Where are you going to use it? I really want him to use the scan, guys. I really want to see what the plan is for that. Because you can do things like try to check if they have speedlings with a scan to see drone counts. Now, forlings run by a very good move. That's so annoying to deal with. Marines popping out of the barracks can't really do it. So Mihu actually has to turn around. Already, I think you have to look at this and say that Calm got an advantage. That's pretty crazy, isn't it? Like, he's got his quick third base. He only made 4 speedlings, and he forced the push back. So there's no sunkens that have to be made. He doesn't have to make more speedlings because, simply put, there's going to be Mutalisks out before Mihu can really get anywhere on the map with his bio push. The whole point of the Academy Rush is to get across the map before the Mutalisks hatch. So he's unable to do that because he had to chase those around. Very, very well done. And it looks like he's got to build the turrets now. Okay, we do have some scans going down. By the way, I do have to point this out. Calm took, like, the quickest 4th base I might have ever seen. That's absurdly fast. That is not normal at all. So excited to see what his idea is with that. Since he's getting the carapace upgrade, I feel like he might be thinking about a Mutalisk all-in. Like a 4-gas Muta all-in or something like that. I'm not sure. It's like an interesting choice to be sure. Now, looking at Mihu's position, getting a very fast factory here at 630. Well, not super fast, but, you know, it's pretty fast. His range is almost done, and it looks like he wants to move out slightly here. I think he's just trying to get those Mutalisks out of his base for a moment. He won't move much further than this, because if you do, you can end up losing all of your Marines and Medics, and when you're on 2 racks, it's not easy to get them back. In fact, if you end up losing this group when you've only made 2 racks, it's like almost always game over from there. More turrets are being made, so playing very carefully there. Nice scan to get rid of the Overlord. Does give a supply block to Calm, which is going to be a bit annoying. I can't believe he has 4 hatches already. He is throwing in some drones. A few more mutas being made now as well. As that factory finishes, we're going to get a better idea of what Mihu wants to do. Is he going to go factory starport or double starport here? Not really sure. Some scans go down. And honestly, looking at this, this could end up as a tank push. Like, I feel like that wouldn't be a terrible choice. There's the starport. But again, it is 4 bases, which I am caught off guard by. The mutas are actually doing a ton of work just keeping this Bioforce back. And it's only 1 starport. Yeah, he does go for the factory. So this is actually, I think, the best choice from Mihu. If he can, because he hasn't taken economic damage. And the thing is about about Calm, he's only made the 11 mutas, okay? He's been droning like crazy. He's got 41 drones spread on 4 bases, which is insanely good for Zerg, especially this early. So he doesn't have that many Mutalisks. And Mihu hasn't really lost army. So if he goes for a tank push here, you can kind of tell right now, and Mihu scanned around to try to figure this out, the Hive is going to be really quite late. Look at this. The Queen's Nest is only halfway done right now, and we already have a tank on the way. So that's, like, very good for Mihu. There definitely is a timing that he can hit where Defilers won't be ready for a tank push. Now, can he control his army well enough? Can he get that push to go across the map and deal some damage? That's another story. That's going to be probably the contentious moment of this game. A lot of what Calm needs to do here is slow down that incoming tank push. You know, whether that's picking off siege tanks, possibly you pick off something like a science vessel that's coming along. Obviously, the siege tanks are going to be out well in advance of that science vessel, but generally you're going to want to move out as quickly as possible with your Bioforce. Some more mutas have been made. Hive is on the way. You know, with the 4 gas this quickly, this could end up being, like, not just going for Lurkers, which he is going for right now, and going for Defilers, but he might end up going for Guardians as well, which would be a very good play. Now, the Muta's coming in, swiping some of these turrets away, and in fact, going to pick off a lot of units here, too. Don't forget, they do have that +1 armored carapace, so very annoying to deal with. Mihu having a hard time. Like, it feels like Calm's understanding here is just so deep, which would make sense, right? He's a pro gamer from Korea. He's been in the individual leagues. He's been in ASL. The guy really does know what he's doing. But the fact that he's kept Mihu back, like, Mihu needs to be moving across the map right now. Hive is about to finish. So that window that I was talking about before that he has to hit before Defiler, it's closing. Normally, you move out with 2 siege tanks to try to take out Zerg in this situation. As is, he does have 3. It looks like he's waiting for a Radiate, which is super useful, super good. But are you going to be able to break bases? Look at this. Already Adrenal Glands on the way. +1 melee, +1 Carapace, 4 calm. That greedy play really did a great job for him. All right, the siege tanks are ready. He sieges up, assuming there will be some lurkers here. And in fact, Calm does kind of walk into him for a moment. Only loses a few Zerglings. But, oh my gosh, we're actually not going to see... Oh, this is fascinating. I haven't really... Honestly, guys, I haven't seen a build like this, what Calm is doing. But he's going directly into Ultralisk Cavern. So he's skipping Defilers. This isn't crazy, Zerg, because he did go Lurker. But he's just basically getting some upgrades like Carapace and melee attack and utilizing Lurkers to slow this while going up towards Ultra Ling. Very, very different play here. But since there's like no Defilers, maybe the Siege Tanks can still do something. There is a counterattack coming in. That is a lot of Lurkers to try to deal with. Mihu stimming in his natural. Oh my god, the amount of Lurkers coming in and burrowing. Just deadly. Mihu has to turn his army around once again. He hasn't really had control of this game at all at this point. Just an excellent game 1 showing from Calm. This could end up being game ending. Gets an Irradiate down, but it does get split like immediately. There's a very good amount of siege tanks. So the siege tanks can come up here and like clear these relatively easily, but the amount of time that this is buying Calm, the amount of damage he's dealing to this economy is really, really severe. All right, another siege tank comes out. He is pushing those mutas back a little bit, but you can see, look at that, 33 SCVs are all that remain. You can, I mean, 33 is still kind of okay on a 2-base Terran in TVZ, but obviously this is a very tough position for him. He's playing against this 4-base Calm. I don't know if there's like a real way for Mihu to end up winning this. They do have like equal upgrades, right? Let's take a look. Yeah, +1. Looks like the +2 will finish a little bit quicker for Terran, so that's good. Another base being taken. Oh my god, he's just expanding everywhere right now. Calm really feeling it. There are 4 or 5 siege tanks. The Bioforce is not that large. Honestly, I think we're just going to see Calm crush the army when it comes out. He has gotten such an advantage. You know, I think this game is not really going to be representative of the series because I don't think Mihu had any idea about this base. And if you don't know there's a 4th base, you're playing against 3 base, and he's probably thinking to himself, how the hell does he have this much? You know? Well, here is the counterattack from Calm. Mihu going to have to turn around again. He hasn't gotten past the halfway point on this map as of yet. Calm comes in, does the burrow. Mihu chews through those Zerglings, getting some Irradiates down on the Lurkers. He will clear the Lurkers. Look at this. Calm taking another base. He is styling right now. Just absolutely styling on him. Damn. Absolutely brutal game. But again, you know, this can happen really to just about anyone. Like, if you can't figure out that he took that 4th base, which again is not common at all, it's incredibly rare. I remember one other game I casted with a quick 4th like that, and it actually was a Mutalisk call-in from True, if I'm recalling correctly, on the map Butter. We actually casted it on this channel. But, like, it is not a common thing, especially with the type of strategy that Calm has done here. Like, Lurker into Ultra Ling, just not common at all. Now, the Siege Tank's doing a good job kind of driving these away. Some great Irradiates go down as well. Look at this. He's literally taking every single base. Mihu going to go down and try to clear some of this. Stimming forward. I mean, I guess he will be able to clear this space. If he goes over here, he'll be able to clear that as well. But the fact that there's just hatcheries everywhere, just even the 4 bases is like too much. 4 gas Zerg. That's what SK Terran is trying to prevent. And it's been 4 gas for an extremely long time. Now, if Mihu somehow can just trade efficiently over and over, get rid of this space, get rid of this space, obviously not let this space mine, then there's a chance. But it doesn't look like there is one at this point. He's getting some Irradiates off. He's got an okay siege tank count. He's got his bio there. Nothing looking super good for him. These ultras getting stronger and stronger by the moment. +2 against +4, so equal as far as upgrades go. Does siege his tanks up. He's got a good amount of medics in there as well. A lot of Scourge flyover. Nice little click there. How many gases? 6 gas Zerg right now. And he can go up to 9 gas Zerg if he just makes those geysers at the other bases. Absurd. Absurd. Command center is being made. Mihu's going to figure out, oh my god, he even stole my base. Sunken's going to go up there just to slow him moving up the ramp. And, I mean, Mihu's a fighter. We know he stays in these games and tries his best to the end, regardless of the circumstance. I feel like that's a very common thing amongst the Chinese players. They are willing to play from terrible positions. But I think the game should not be lasting very much longer here. Mihu is, at this point, in a rough way. Now, the siege tanks are doing a really good job against the ultras. They really do, like, outside of siege mode here, chunk down a lot. But more units coming in, getting some surrounds. All right, well, I mean, he pops a lot of it. He catches up in supply a little bit. And honestly, his army supply is similar. But, I mean, all it's going to take is a couple more macro rounds here from Com. How many times can you actually trade efficiently like that against a Zerg with this size of economy? Look at this. Look at Com's kingdom right now. Just insane. All right, well, the ultras are being, like, Com is being a little bit wasteful right now with the ultras, honestly. This is something I've noticed amongst a lot of the strong Korean Zergs, that they actually don't utilize ultras super well. Like, they get the ultras and they end up winning, but it's like, well, you know, if you just wait another round, you have an overwhelming force, you just kill everything, right? Runs in once again, and actually I think Mihu's gonna kill these off once again as well. He does have 3-3 on the way, but the additional carapace is coming for these ultras a little bit faster. Look at this, 9 more ultras are being hatched at the moment. Mihu's trying to macro up. He's making more siege tanks, but I mean, at this point, like, he can't move. He can't get out of here. Again, what's the furthest we saw him go? Right about there. Yeah, GG is called. Com dominates game number 1.